So I don't
Right.
really understand Falcons Nair.
So the only people that I feel like beat me with Nair are Johnny and Nunn. And that's
Okay.
usually they either catch me at the very startup of my Nair or like when I'm landing, right?
Yeah.
Mars Nair and air to air should beat Falcon's Nair, or at worst
Okay.
trade, and you get the better hit off of it too, right? Yeah, honestly, if you're just like Nairing in place, like that wall, it should be really hard for me to get in, because Nair is definitely like the go-to tool. Nair in place to stuff out Falcon's aerial approaches. So when I do something like Stomp, right, Nair is gonna flat out beat that, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
No,
that's
of course.
that's really important to the matchup. So we talked a lot about like how percents matter, right? Your percent.
Okay.
This is
Yeah,
one of those
yeah.
matchups where you really want to focus on your own percent to dictate what the Falcon is going to do next. So from I would say 0 to like 45, 50, your main concern is not really Nair, because Nair you can CC. You can dash under it. You see me do that a lot. I dash forward in this matchup a lot. So you'll see me like if I'm here,
You were
and I
so
nair,
close. Yeah, like
I'll
I said,
like go right
you
under.
get so close to Falcon.
I play
Like,
really close on him. Yeah.
You're crazy. I mean, it makes sense because he wants to be able to move. And if
Yeah.
you are all over him and you're just stuffing his movement,
Yeah.
he doesn't like that. You know,
Yeah.
and I get that. It's just so terrifying.
It's terrifying, yeah. But so you have dash through against Nair, you have CC, you can even space around it. Now, a good Falcon is going to be able to overshoot you really, really well.
Yeah.
Like if I'm playing
Yeah.
against Johnny, this is not going to work out by the ledge,
Okay.
right? Because he's going to overshoot that. Wizzy, on the other hand, will give you space, so I can do that versus him because he doesn't really go for these.
Okay.
But yeah, so you're not really worried about Nair as much as you're worried about getting stomped, because stomp is going to lead to the super big follow-ups. It can lead into like another grab, it can lead to knee, it's like the worst thing to get hit by. So that's what you're looking out for, and your counter to that is your Nair, right?
Yeah, Nair completely stuffs that shit.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you notice, you're gonna be kind of like shifting the way that the Falcon plays, similar to what we talked about versus Marth. So if you're down tilting at low percent versus Falcon, now it's also about like finding the tempo, right? Different Falcons are gonna go for the downer at different timings, but usually their idea is to stomp over that down tilt, right? They want to like completely stomp over it, and in your head you want to be ready to completely break that with your Nair. That's when you go into Nair mode, and it's all about shifting through that and then getting the proper knockdown and punish off of that. Now, against your Nair, Falcon can try to whiff punish it, try to get a grab.
Especially if I'm like going in.
If you're going in, yeah.
And you get a really good dash back.
Yeah, he can do this. He can Raptor boost when you're at low percent. You'll see them do that a lot, just to like beat the Nair.
And so I had a Falcon like kind of over using Raptor boost, and like I didn't know how to punish it. So like, you know, like even if I got like, maybe I would shield it. I don't know.
Shielding is great. CCing. So if keep in mind when you land down with that Nair, you should be in the habit of like holding down after. So a lot of the times it's pretty degenerate, but a lot of the times I'll do this and then that, and then the Falcon will Raptor boost into me, and I'll get a grab out of it. It's way worse for them. A lot of Falcons will do Raptor boost out of knockdown, right? You tech chase them and they tech roll away, and then they panic, do that. So that's important to realize. But generally, a good Falcon will do it to try to catch your jumps, like when you're nairing like that. So if you're doing that, you're kind of sniffing it out by doing that.
Similar to the pound, maybe?
It's very similar to the pound instinct, yeah. Just more frustrating, honestly, to deal with. For me at least, because with pound, I feel like I can like...
Well, if that pound whiffs,
yeah,
Puff's in trouble, you know?
Yeah.
I have some questions about getting grabbed at low percent.
Sure.
So he gets a grab. If I DI out, he regrabs. If I DI in, he nairs and then grabs again. Is there any way I should be DIing if I get grabbed at a low percent like this? Or am I just like,
down and away,
DI mix up,
usually.
I'm screwed? Can you regrab that?
Down and away DI, you can... I mean, someone correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think you can get the regrab. So hold down and away, like diagonal.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I don't think I can get that.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I'm holding up in a way.
I mean, it will
And then-
depend on percent. Honestly,
Yeah.
getting a regrab is not even the worst. And you can also mix. Sometimes I'll mix up like DI in. The regrab is true, but it's a 2-frame window. Okay, yeah. I kind of just mix it up depending on where I want to end up. Generally, I'll go for like down and away DI. At this percent, I think they usually start to up throw. And you want to be smash DI in those up airs, especially the first one.
Away.
Hard out, yeah.
Hard out, and then the second one in, because he doesn't have a jump anymore.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, cool. So I got that.
If he grabs you at this percent, you're pretty screwed because he can up throw a knee. But avoiding getting grabbed by Falcon is pretty easy, so long as you avoid getting like stomped or CC'd. And the CC principle stays true. Like if you do a bad down tilt versus Falcon, like yeah, or even like right here. It actually might be pretty hard. But a lot of Falcons will play like that, so just something to keep in mind. But yeah, a lot of like at this range, you really just don't want to get grabbed, stomped, or raptor boosted. And getting a raw grab for him is going to be pretty hard.
Do you ever stuff with side B?
I'm not much of a side B user. I use jab more often. I also like see people do side B. I don't mind it.
When Falcon ends up behind me and I'm scared, he's gonna like it's a quick turnaround. It's a quick like you're behind me and I can just
gotcha, yeah.
especially for close range.
Yeah. I think the important thing to do is to make sure you just reset off of it. Like, don't try to. Because if you do go for this first one and like, you keep going, I'm gonna like CC them and like.
Got it. So like, instead, so if I'm in this position where you're facing me but my back is to you, I'll go like that to get you off me and maybe stuff an aerial you might try to throw at me. Yeah. So what you're saying instead is maybe just get the hell out.
Reset. Yeah. Reset. Stay more centerish and then maybe nair in place or act accordingly out of that. Yeah.
I might be able to dash away, pivot. Nair, right?
You could, yeah. So what I want you to focus on in these sessions is pretty much interchanging between nair and down tilt. Nair to stuff any aerial I do, like any aerial. Even if you feel like the nairs are beating you out, like I said, at the percent of like 0 to 50, not that much. Like it's not the worst. This is way worse, honestly, because it'll prop you up.
It really is reminding me of Jigglypuff's back air, where you're saying it's not a threat at low percent.
Yeah, it's not that, especially if you represent CC, and just like.
And then it's more respecting at higher percents.
Yeah, and then I want you to focus on dashing through a lot. So like, if
let's say I get a dash through, right?
Yeah.
So what do I do from there? Like what advantage is that giving me by dashing through? Because aren't we still in neutral now?
I always get the dash through then pivot grab. So like, I'll like dash you under their nair. Okay. And then I'll like dash you, then get the pivot grab. That's like my bread and butter. Or I'll dash through, and if I don't think I can get it, I'll just take center, and then I'll reset. Yeah.
And I don't start up throwing until like 30%, correct?
I'd say so. Yeah. I think a really good percent to know is the like 60 to 70% range of up throw tipper.
Yeah. Sometimes tipper works, sometimes it doesn't. And then like 70 to 80. Sometimes I can get a fair, sometimes I can't. Like I up throw, I up throw and you DI like away from me. Okay. And I sometimes can get up there and sometimes he jumps out, and I don't know if that's me being slow or what.
It might just be you being slow there. Yeah. I actually really like up throw nair at that percent. Because
you like nairing at that percent?
Because if they DI away, they're off stage. If they DI in, you can get like run up F smash. I've gotten like nair into down air. Especially if you're like here, right, and you up throw and nair. If they DI out, they're pretty screwed. And then
why do I keep... No, go ahead, keep going.
I wanted to mention edge guard real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so like if you throw me off, and I'm like down here, there's no reason not to do that. Yeah. Like that is your that is your bread and butter.
So you're saying like Wizzy was doing that a lot to you, so you're like, okay, fine. I'll just
because he goes down there because he wants to tech everything, right?
Yeah.
Because he'll tech everything right here, so I just go down and fair him. Now if they're recovering high, it's important to like kind of meet. Yeah, I love meeting them like
you meet jigs, right? Like we were talking about that.
Yeah. You kind of trace them down, and then as they're falling, you get that fair. Sometimes it's obviously okay to F smash. I think sometimes people F smash at too early of a percent and get nothing off of it. So fair is really good. if you do end up down tilting right here, and they tech it, just down tilt again.
Just
double down tilt.
They're gonna try to up me.
Tech up B, yeah. So that's really important to realize. Yeah, that's perfect. That run off fair is your bread and butter. Then obviously they have this mix up of forward throw me.
Yeah,
they have that,
so,
right?
What I allow Falcon to get away with all the time is just a sweet spot, second jump, double jump to ledge.
Right.
Like, is that how I beat it?
Yes.
Well, okay.
Yeah. that's great. Yeah.
I just always assume they're gonna do that because so often. So this is what I want. So sweet spot it. I always go for
yeah.
the well. Okay,
I mess it up there. Yeah. I'm not great at sweet spotting it, but yeah.
Falcons are starting to platform cancel off their up Bs, and it is like the thing of my nightmares.
Yeah.
Like people like Falcons recovery's terrible, and then they start doing that, and their recovery is no longer terrible, and the way they're DIing is incredible. And then something else they do. So if you're recovering high, like, and you act like you're gonna land in the middle of this platform, but then you drop through and land next to me.
I see.
And now I want you up there. You know how easy it is to tipper you off these platforms?
Yeah.
I wait for Falcon to land up there. And I'm like, all right, land up there. And he lands here. I'm like, oh, and you go nowhere. Just like it does. Now Falcon's recovered. So is that meeting him up here? So he
meeting
doesn't
him
have
up
that
is
option?
so much better. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like get on the platform.
Yep.
And
use it as a lift off. And then if he's like super high, use it as a lift off. And then just getting used to that of pushing in.
Okay.
Don't go for, like up airing him isn't your priority when you combo Falcon. Unlike Fox and Falco, should not be verticality. It should be getting him off stage. So
this man just used more verticality on me.
so if you get
talking
up throw,
like Nair?
Yeah, Nair is great. Up throw up throw F smash me at this percent, right? Like so up throw.
Oh god. Wait, you F smash?
F smash, yeah. It might be too high now.
Like that?
Yeah, so the tipper should work at like 60, but that's the kind of like, I'm just saying, for example, that's the kind of combo or like efficiency that you want to prioritize is getting me off stage.
Off stage. Okay.
Yeah, even like getting up one up air and then
like 190, so I feel like juggling him upwards doesn't really do anything.
Exactly, and then he gets here, and then he's gonna live forever, and then
he's gonna knee you at 80
once, yeah. So your job is to kill him efficiently off stage. And that's how I want you to like focus your mindset on against Falcon. Is like get him off stage, and then what can I do from there?
You know how you were saying that versus Sheik dash dance you're safe. How's dash dancing in this, given that his dash dance is really good?
I wouldn't say that you're safe just by dash dancing.
Okay. But it's not like my dash dance isn't like useless.
It's not useless. No, not by any means. I want you, and I want you to focus less on, like I said, less on dashing back, more on dashing through him. So if you get a nair, instead of nair dash back, I want you to be more repositioned to nair dash forward, because he's more likely to, as soon as you finish there, come in with his own, right?
And then I know what you're talking about. Like like that.
Yeah, that's what I want you to be more focused on.
Can you get on the other side of me?
Yep.
And like DI towards, like, grab the ledge.
Yeah.
And like I can't do anything. So should I just accept that and up throw?
Like, I think
because like
fine
what is
too.
this gonna do? You know?
Yeah. So if you're talking about slip off, right?
Yeah.
Like that.
Like I can't get anything off that. So why back throw? So should I do mix up forward throw? Should I up throw? Should I accept the fact that I can't?
Yeah, especially this percent. Up throw is pretty good. Back throw is underused. Oh, back throw is pretty good. Because I guess maybe a little further. Because I can still slip off.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Not a high percent. Yeah. So if I'm like at 20, I could like down throw slip off to the ledge. But if you back throw, I'm not gonna be able to get that slip off. Like so down throw me here. A little farther. So like here, I'd say. Right. And then back throw me in that same position. Right.
So just like tech chase, basically.
Yep. Yeah, the back throw will allow you to tech chase. Okay, do you want to get into some games?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.